Hello and welcome to another recording from my channel. This will be another Star Trek Online Age of Discovery playthrough. We'll be continuing the Delta Quadrant story arc with what's left behind. Let's continue.
Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are leading the analysis of the artifact you found on Vardwa Prime. I knew you'd want to be there for the great reveal, so I've arranged for you and your crew to be part of the team. Rendezvous with Voyager to get started. Hello. Would you have time to...
Okay, so where do we have to go? Not too far, awesome. Okay, just so we're up to date. The Zen store is having a Black Friday discount. Let's see if I can find anything. There we go. So basically everything has got a discount on it. So if you haven't purchased any of the ships, they should also be discounted. But everything's discounted. So I've just maxed out my inventory and my bank. To get to this planet over here, I think, to activate the mission. There we go. So yeah, I'm not sure how long it lasts, a couple of days, a week, I'm not sure, but yeah. If you're watching this video now, close to the release date, you should be able to get the Black Friday specials. So we've arrived in the Nell Sharden system. Voyager sent Admiral Tuvok's regards and says they're ready for you to as soon as you have moved into transporter range. Understood. Oh, whoa. Overshot the mark by kilometer or two. Okay. I don't know why, but I prefer to be close to the ship when I do the transport. It's just like almost OCD, but not quite. Transport complete. Sir, Admiral Tuvok has arranged to greet you in the transporter room. He wishes to speak with you about the device we recovered from Gull.
Welcome back to Voyager. We were about to begin studying the device you recovered from Gull's communication center. Since you have spearheaded much of our efforts here, I would like you to take the lead once again. Captain Kim and 7 of 9 are at your disposal. Talk with them if you need more help deciphering the device. When you finish your analysis, return to me for further orders. I will be here in the transporter room to see you off.
Understood. Let's head to engineering. Oh, wrong way.
Glad you're here. We transported the device to engineering here so we could run all the scans and tests we could think of. The first thing we need to do is determine how it's communicating. We can't find any normal transmissions from it, but we're hoping you have some new ideas to bring to the table.
We studied the device for a while and realized it must transmit a signal of some sort. None of the normal detection modes seem to give any sort of feedback. You decide to investigate some of the more exotic transmission forms. Scan the device for chronoton radiation. That's temporal radiation. Having some experience with time travel, you hypothesize that this device might be communicating with the future or the past. Scanning the device for chronoton radiation detect Tetrion emissions and other telltale signs of temporal manipulation comes up empty. It's obvious this device is not used to communicate through time. Scan the device for subspace fields. Well, we use subspace communication, so that obviously wouldn't be a thing. The Vardwa are self-proclaimed masters of underspace and a form of subspace in the Delta Quadrant. So you hypothesize that the device may be used to communicate directly to subspace. Your scans pick up a faint resonance. The device does appear to be designed to communicate with similar devices located in subspace. Inform Captain of the... Okay.
The device communicates with subspace. We should have guessed that. Now comes the hard part. We need to access the device's memory core. The engineering team here on Voyager is good, and I've heard your team is top-notch. But it might take more time than we have for either team to make a full analysis. We should have both teams give you their opinions on the device. If we work together, hopefully we can make a breakthrough. You'll need to set switches on the device until we get solid readings. We'll be able to tell if switches are in the correct position, but not which switches. Good luck.
I'll go set the switches. You have the teams tell me what state the device is in. Okay, so this is one of those guessing games. Again, I think every time you play it, the switch sections might be different for each time you play it. So let's have a look. On, and on. So let's not change anything and see what happens. There are 3 switches on the device. Each one can be orientated either on or off. You're required to get all 3 switches into the correct orientation before you can access memory banks. Captain Kim will assist you in the task. Let's evaluate all 3 on.
The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again and we'll redo our analysis.
Rework switches. So let's just turn 1 off.
The engineers tell me there is only 1 switch in the correct orientation. Unfortunately, sir, I've consulted with both the engineers here on Voyager and your chief engineer. I am seeing green across the board. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have access to the primary memory core of the device. Unfortunately, we're only halfway there. Now we need to access the secondary memory core to get full access to the data we need.
I'll access the secondary memory core. Okay.
The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. The engineers tell me there is only 1 switch in the Looks like you did it again. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have full access to the memory core of the device. 7 of 9 should be of assistance in accessing the memory banks of that device. She's in astrometrics, attempting to get a fix on the location of who or what is receiving these transmissions.
Excellent, I'll go see 7 of 9. Ooh, wrong button. What? Is that beam to it? Oh, beam device to that trims. Okay.
We have access to the data banks of the device. Very efficient work. From the data we have received so far, we will be able to pinpoint the exact transmission coordinates. However, it is possible that doing so may alert whomever is on the other end that we have reverse engineered their technology. There are 3 likely ways to get at the information. I suggest further analysis to determine the best course of action.
You have root access to the device now. All that is left is determining via the device's memory where the transmissions were being sent. Hopefully you can do this without alerting the parties on the other end. Analyze ramifications of possible query methods. Brute force, encrypted, multi-vectored. I'm just going to try brute force. You can go through this yourself, but either way, the mission ends once you've gotten this sorted. Your brute force intrusion on the database seems to have done the trick. No unusual activities is detected, and you have a location in real space where you can enter subspace near the transmission location, the Nel Shadar system. Now that you have the location of the transmission destination point, you should speak to Admiral Tuvok. Return to Admiral Tuvok. I'll see you later, 7. Close it off. Doctor's there.
Fascinating. Excellent work. With this location, we may be able to finally reveal who gave the Vaadwaur their advanced technology, and why the neuroparasites appeared again in this time and place. Commander Jarrah of the Romulan Republic has requested to join you on this operation. Her own analysis of the device has shown that the Romulans have had some contact with the creators of this device, a race known as the Ilachi. She will meet you in subspace at the given coordinates. Finally, Voyager's emergency medical hologram, the Doctor, will be assigned to your crew. His knowledge of the Delta Quadrant races may prove invaluable. He's not much of a combatant, but should prove useful.
Understood.
Hello again.
I look forward to our mission together. Okay then. Ready to beam. So, we've successfully transitioned to subspace. The RRW Lisette should be arriving any moment. Looks like Gull's communications were going to an Ilachi outpost station. It's still active, sir. I'm picking up several Ilachi ships in the area. Go to Yellow Alert and keep an eye on the Ilachi ships.
Greetings. This is Commander Jirok of the RRW Lisette. When we learned that the Ilachi were involved, I requested to shadow you on this mission. I know your experience with the Ilachi is limited. The Romulan Republic, however, has an extensive history with this race.
Happy to have your support. I doubt I'll need any help, more information on the Ilachi though.
Alright, we'll follow your lead here. We're seeing 3 patrol groups. Recommend we eliminate them before we board the station.
Alrighty then. Using a subspace weapon in subspace would do to subspace. One more patrol and we're in. Through different lockboxes and events, you can actually get a couple of these ships for your fleet.
It's odd that Gall was contacting you. Another Ilachi ship is here to defend the outpost.
This is one of the ships you can actually get. Okay, that's it. Are these ships following me or what? I don't have any. That'd have to be the Lisette's ships. Ready to transport you to the station as soon as you're ready, sir. We've arrived on the outpost station, sir, and the doctor has offered to accompany the away team to offer his extensive knowledge of the Delta Quadrant. In addition, Commander Jarok is taking an away team from the Lisette to another part of this facility. She wants to speak with you before we begin.
I was thinking we should split up and cover as much of the facility as we can, unless you have a better idea.
Doctor, what's your take on the situation?
This is obviously an Alachi facility. What I know about them comes from the Romulan Republic's databases, but I should be able to learn more as we examine this location. The air here is suitable for the Alachi, which means that you may find breathing difficult. I, of course, do not have that problem. If you have an environmental suit, or even some sort of rebreather, you will be fine. If you don't, keep an eye out for something that could help filter out the toxins.
Okay, so which of my crew? Actually, I think I put my... I did.
These are Solanae tables. I've read the Enterprise D's reports about them.
I think there's a box somewhere with rebreathers in it.
Enemy target on sensor. Enemy combatant in close proximity. Flanking damage detected.
This weapon doesn't seem to be much better than the other. Put the other one in my bank account, so it's not on me, so I can't swap back.
These are definitely Solanae tables, which, if I'm correct, and I always am, is the same race you dealt with after using the Iconian Gateway on New Romulus. The Solanae kidnap victims through subspace for their brutal experiments. If they are somehow connected to the Alachi and the Vaadwaur, this is beginning to make more sense. If I had to guess, there must be a stasis room nearby. We should find it and rescue anyone in there who can still be saved.
Oh, wait a minute, they're in the next room. Hang on, someone just... Ah, that's where the Romulans are. Okay, that explains why they died. Okay. Gotta keep out for an eye out for the glowing green boxes for the breathers. Hang on, why is that arrow pointing in that direction? Must have to go around a long way. Okay. Oh, that's not doing any damage at all. Knockback. I've got to find a decent weapon.
It looks as if they are converting their captives into more Alachi. If my readings are correct, there are several individuals here who have only just begun the conversion process. We can save them if we beam them back to your ship.
Galaxian? What? Right there.
transport the Stalaxian directly to sickbay.
Personal shield losing power. Enemy combatant in close proximity.
You'll be back on duty before you know it. One to beam up.
Let's collect the loot. Okay, so I think for this week of the Black Friday special, you can have a small opportunity to collect a infinity box.
A Kazon? Even the Borg won't assimilate a Kazon.
I consider them too primitive to be of any use. Oh, slingshot effect there.
Everything will be fine, Mr. Teray. We'll beam you directly to sickbay.
Why can't I target this one? Oh, he's gone anyway. Why am I... Ah, that's right, the gas is doing this to me. There's the breathers there. Come on.
This is no way for a proud Klingon warrior to go out. We'll patch him up immediately. Ah, a Hazari. Stay calm. We'll get you the medical attention you need. Good. You found a breathing apparatus. That should take care of that nasty cough.
Okay, there's one more. Ah, it hasn't activated yet. So now it's active.
We're transporting you to a Romulan ship in orbit. You're going to be fine.
Is it active or not?
Well, the Solanae are definitely involved. I believe I have everything I need from this area. We need to keep moving if we hope to meet up with Commander Jirok. The door is unlocked now. We should keep going.
Enemy target on sensor.
This is odd. You sound like you're in a Solanae lab, but we're in some place that looks like a prison. In fact, I'd say that's exactly what it is. And they've just had a breakout. Whoever it was, they used our arrival as the distraction they needed to make their move. I'll keep looking for more information, but I hope the escapees are friendly.
Be careful.
A prison break? Maybe I should go back to the ship. Neural parasites. This must be where the Vaadwaur were implanted with those mind-controlling bugs. Neural parasites. Just as I suspected. Did you know that several Starfleet officers were infected by these in the mid-2360s? The Enterprise logs from that era are fascinating reading, if you ever have a few dozen hours to spare.
I'll take a look at them later, Doctor. Continue, please.
If Gaul and the infected Vaadwaur were communicating with this station, it stands to reason that this may be the facility where the bluegill implantation takes place. We should definitely investigate further. If we can find the implantation room, then I should be able to analyze their equipment and gather more information.
Okay,
I
so
don't believe it. The empirical evidence is right in front of me, but I'm actually having difficulty processing this information.
what is it?
This tech, this whole facility, it's Iconian. There are variations on the norm, of course, because of the Solanae and Alachi influence, but I see distinct signs of their presence throughout the facility.
Iconians here too?
The Iconians, as we know them, rarely reveal themselves. The only known interaction with an Iconian in modern history took place on Kronos, when... Wait, you were there! I don't need to explain that situation again. As I was saying, the Iconians don't like to act directly. They use servitor races, like the Alachi and the Solanae, to cause chaos in their name. And the neural parasites, they've bioengineered. Rather like the founders created the Jem'Hadar, but sophisticated enough to control another species, and with much less free will. The parasites are a weapon.
What about the Vaadwaur? They were active before the Iconians revealed themselves.
When Voyager revived the Vaadwaur, their technology was outdated compared to what other powers in the Delta Quadrant had at that time. Even the Kazon outdid them. But now, Vaadwaur technology is cutting edge. The only way they could have advanced so far, so fast, was by allying themselves with someone else. With the Iconians. The Vaadwaur got their tech upgrades from them, but they also got the neural parasites. The parasites gave the Vaadwaur power, but they gave the Iconians control. They were ultimately the ones pulling the strings. This entire war has been against an enemy we didn't even see.
That's the information we needed to find. Let's meet up with Commander Jarek and then get off the station. Okay, so as I was about to say, the Doctor called them bluegills because when they infect a host, the tail sticks out the back of the neck, and that's where they breathe from, and that's why they got like a little blue gill, and that's why they were nicknamed bluegills. Also, I'm supposed to do something else here from the looks of it. Turn to... destroy the neural parasites. So in... How am I supposed to destroy them? There's nothing... Okay. Destroy. This is it, right in the middle. Nothing's glowing green. Well, everything's glowing green, but nothing has that... I can only assume that I'm finished here. We'll move on. So it was the second season of Next Generation where the bluegills appeared, but they were sort of mentioned in the first season.
Enemy targets on center.
In that there was a problem with Starfleet, but no one knew what it was, and it was these bluegills trying to take over. He's just going to warp out. There's nothing here I can do, so I'll just leave this room. So these are the protectors, I guess, of the bluegills. They're a more advanced version, but they don't infect the hosts.
This is more like a factory than a laboratory. Some of this technology is ancient, but it's quite advanced. These parasites aren't a natural species at all. They look engineered.
Well, he's already mentioned that before. So I've taken some quick readings of those Alachi. They're showing some of the same energy signatures as the parasite enhanced Vardwar, but they're fluctuating. The Alachi will be phasing in and out of invulnerability. We can beat them, we just have to pick the right moment. So these are enhanced Alachi. So the Alachi were introduced in Enterprise as a... I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they were in one episode and they were destroying Federation technology that the Federation were leaving behind as communications relays and stuff like that. But there was never any follow-up on that as to what they were doing or why. Nope, nothing to collect. Let's continue on with the other one.
I think we're catching up with the escapees, and they might be from the Alpha Quadrant. We found a dead Romulan in prisoner garb. He was part of the breakout, but I don't know if he was part of the Republic or loyal to the Tal Shiar. Keep an eye out. The prisoners are headed in your direction.
Understood, we'll be ready for them.
Yeah, maybe we should avoid any potential contact with the prisoner? I think I've seen enough combat for today.
How fortuitous. I thought I'd have to find a way off this station alone. More Alachi. I don't think the Iconians want me to leave.
As you can see, they're spraying some sort of mist. I think, again, is it the low-buy store or the lithium store? You can actually buy those little machines.
Their tenacity is almost admirable.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Looks like you could use a hand.
And now we have their leader's attention.
Ah, because I killed the leader, that's why I got the accolade. Okay. Some loot to pick up. It's right there.
Seela! I should kill you where you stand. It will be justice for all the lives you've destroyed.
Calm down, Jirach.
And if you do, you'll never learn about the Iconians. I've been here for months. I've seen enough to know you need my help.
That could be a very valuable information, Commander.
Fine, you interrogate her. I might get a little carried away. But she returns with me to the Lisette when you're finished here. Seela is a prisoner of the Romulan Republic. Your government can go through official channels if they want to talk to her.
Agreed, you can take custody of her once we're done.
You and this Seela person seem to have some history. I'll leave you to speak to her.
Not so fast. You have the weapons, but I have the information. If you want to learn what I know, you'll need to keep those Romulan rebels under control. You've stumbled into something much greater than you're prepared to handle. I'm the best ally you have.
Talk, then I'll decide what happens to you.
I assume you already know where you are. Both the Alachi and the Solanae serve the Iconians. The Alachi are their warriors, and the Solanae are their scientists. They're the ones who created those creatures implanted into the Vaadwaur.
The new parasites, why did the Iconians use them here, but not on the Tel Shiar?
Hakiv joined the Iconians out of faith. He thought the Iconians would create an empire he could rule. That did not go as planned. This time the Iconians wanted to control their puppets. When the Vaadwaur asked for strength to defeat their enemies, the Iconians gave them the parasites. The Vaadwaur had strength, but also strings. Strings that have now been cut. I'm sure you had something to do with that.
Yes, alongside the alliance of the Romulan Republic and the Klingon Empire.
All three of you working together? The world has changed in my absence. Or were the Vaadwaur that much of a threat to the Alpha Quadrant?
Actually, we're in the Delta Quadrant now.
That explains some things. I'd love an escort back to the world at large, but I have a feeling you have some questions first.
Again, you can go through this, take the time in your own playthrough. I'm not going to make this video go too long. I don't have any questions, but I expect you'll answer some before your trial.
Will I be taken into your custody, or will I be left to Tiaru's tender mercies?
We've agreed that, in the spirit of cooperation, Commander Jirach will take custody. She is under strict orders to deliver you directly to Alliance Command. You will not be harmed.
Very well. It's not like I have a choice in the matter, do I?
Lisette, one to beam up. We're finished here, Captain. Seela is safely in the brig on the Lisette, although I think there will be a lot of negotiations between the Republic and the Federation before we know what will happen to her. Until then, we should report our findings to Admiral Tuvok and the Alliance Command.
We have Empress Sela in our brig. When she was taken by the Iconians last year, many of my people thought she would get away with her heinous crimes against the galaxy. With her in my brig, I am happy to know that is no longer a possibility. Of course, I understand that the Romulan Republic's claim on her is not unique. Her crimes are against all of the Alpha Quadrant. To that end, I will ensure that she be made available to all the Alliance leaders for interrogation and debriefing.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I'd call a walk in the park. At least we know exactly how the Iconians were controlling the Vaadwaur. And you've certainly put a crimp in their plans. On the upside, as a photonic life form, I'm immune to any attempts at subversion by neural parasites. I'll see to the care of the captives we rescued. In the meantime, it sounds like you and the Romulan Republic Command have a lot to talk about. Sela certainly has a story to tell. But should we believe all of it? I'll put a bug in Admiral Janeway's ear about the situation. That was a joke, by the way. You're going to be busy. Don't overdo... Oh, who am I kidding? Command officers never take their doctor's advice. Just remember that you're not in this alone. Good luck. I suspect things are starting to get interesting.
Sir, the fleet has sent intelligence ships to comb the outpost for more information on the Iconian involvement. We're clear to return to normal space on your command. What's left behind? Let's see what we can get. Subspace rift. Let's have a look.
Sela and the Iconians? That I did not expect. It's a lot to take in. And while I'm sure the former Empress has some interesting stories to tell, I know the Romulan Republic will want her to answer for her crimes against her people. There will be some tricky back-channel negotiations before this all shakes out. I'll keep you posted as much as I can.
Okay, so a few points. Alachi module. Let's have a look at what that is.
Hello. Would you have time to...
Would I? Let's have a look. Okay, so this is a kit module, so this is something you'll have on your captain. Let's have a look. It's one of these things here. Create a subspace rift for 15 seconds. Foe within 3 meters of the rift. Minus perception. Reduces damage by 33% for 4 seconds. Power recharge rate reduces 50%. Stun target near rift for 4 seconds. Reduce movement speed for 4 seconds. Unable to jump for 4. Unable to roll. So basically it puts them in a tractor beam. It holds them for 4 seconds. And... can only... well, it stays open for 15 seconds. So I'm not sure what the 4 seconds... I guess if anyone beams in next to it, because if they see that, they won't run towards it. Okay. Again, I've already got mine maxed out, so I'm not going to be using it. I'll probably just put that in my bank, keep it aside. Anything that's epic, I normally keep aside. Okay. So that's the end of this particular video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Any criticism, please leave it down below. Just ask that you keep it civil in the conversations down below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.